The 35th running of the IHSA Girls Cross Country Championships were held at Detweiler Park in Peoria, Illinois, November 9th. Three-time defending team champion Decatur St. Teresa returns qualifying for the championship with a 38-point sectional title. They are led by Rachel Devereaux, who placed third a year ago. Freshman newcomer Anna Sophie Keller of Effingham St. Anthony won the St. Teresa sectional race with a top qualifying time of 16:45. Maria Brower of Petersburg Porta had the second best time of 17:55 after placing 21st in 2012. Victoria Bianco of Chicago Latin placed ninth a year ago and qualified with a championship time of 19:20. Rochester, Chicago Latin, Kewanee Weathersfield all have the team strength to try and claim the gold from St. Teresa.
But this race is starting out almost as we predicted, with this phenomena out of Effingham County blasting into the lead. This is Anna Sophia Keller of Effingham St. Anthony as we approach the finish line for the first time and head for the corner on the tree. Devereaux of St. Teresa in the second spot. Looks like Byron's colors. That might be Hildreth in the fourth spot. As we take the turn around the tree and head out to Route 29 for the first time. What a beautiful day. We're getting up to 60 degrees here. The IHSA could not have ordered better weather, especially with the conditions coming at us next week.
Battle Royals in Central Illinois this year in Class 1A Girls, Monticello versus Decatur St. Teresa. With St. Teresa led by Ellen Devereaux, you've got Vanderkar as a senior back in this race after a poor showing last year. Bree Sosick and Evelti, that's the top five for them. You've got Foley and Huska, the main runners for Monticello, but they're way back in the pack right now.
Helen leads through the first mile in 5:21, and she's got well over a 100-meter lead on the rest of the pack.
100. Keller, the freshman for Effingham St. Anthony. Should she win, she'll be the first freshman to win a 1A race since Caitlin Foster did it a decade ago.
Has Devereaux kept that position at what is the top of that pack? And that does look like Devereaux in the 3 spot, and I believe you have a Rochester runner there, perhaps Bartolozzi in the 4, and now the rest of the group makes the jog. But as we come towards the finish line for the second time, it is still Anna Sophia Keller.
As the 1A race began to unfold, St. Teresa had 5 runners in the top 20, taking an advantage on Rochester, who had 5 runners in the top 35. Chicago Latin had 4 runners in the top 30. Freshman phenom Anna Sophie Keller of Effingham St. Anthony developed a comfortable lead and showed little signs of letting up on her pace.
Her second mile split was 11:12, so that's a 5:51 split there. So slowed down a little bit, but it looks like she's regained her form.
Line back to the horseshoe turn, and then the championship stretch. And it is still Keller. And I see what looks like Hildreth of silver and bronze has stretched out considerably here as we are back out on Route 29.
Yeah, and she's back to having the similar lead she had when she came down 29 the first time. She'll go northbound.
Come on, Taylor! Let's go! Come on, Taylor! Let's go!
5 and 100
Come on,
meters.
Taylor!
She has this rhythmical head bob, and with the long ponytail, it's she looks great now as she's really starting to pick up the pace.
So all alone here is Anna Sophia Keller of Effingham St. Anthony on this beautiful day.
Power along now as we run south and approach the final straight.
And we're in the jog. And this is Keller all alone for Effingham St. Anthony.
There was no doubt down the final stretch that freshman Anna Sophie Keller was going to claim the 1A individual title. Keller crossed in a time of 16:35.
And a freshman makes it for the first time since 2003.
I normally try to go faster at the end, but I think I went too fast out at the beginning, so I couldn't go that fast later on.
Last loss of anything, I think, was in the IHSA state meet in the half mile. How has that spurred you on this cross-country season?
It just made me want to try so much harder because that was kind of devastating for me. That was like probably I never wanted that to happen ever again. This is my absolute first.
Your first time at Detweiler?
Yeah, and the first time I ever saw it was yesterday. It was super exciting. I really didn't know what I would do. I've never ran this course before, so I didn't know what time I'd get.
Obviously, you did everything that you could do in grade school running and junior high running, but to win as a freshman is going to be the top of the list, huh?
Yeah, it's really exciting to win as a freshman. I didn't really know what to expect or anything.
Now the battle is on for third. There's Devereaux. But we've got two teams. Well, individual, there's Devereaux. 219, 220. 220s right now, St. Joseph. No, that is from Porta. Porta's got a 3-4. Here's a Latin school. That might be Bianco coming in. 281 now. That was Anne-Marie Michael. She made it in. So far, I've only seen one St. Teresa runner. We'll see how that pack's coming in for St. Teresa. I believe we got our first Monticello. No, 181s with Monticello. There's another Latin school runner in. Now, we get 60 coming in for St. Teresa. That is Vanderkar. Again, more lapped runners coming around. Next in, 261. 261 is Rochester. That's Brightmore of St. Joseph. So St. Joseph. Here's Huska of Monticello. And she would be their general league runner. So another St. Teresa runner. There's a Vouti and 59 is Sosich.
And they have 5 in now, the first 5 across the finish line.
So they had to stay back in a significant path. Another Latin school in. 27 coming across right now is Breeden of Garnerville.
Looks like Latin has 4 in.
351 I notice in here is Burmeister. Now number 8 in, that was Katrina Liz of Aurora Central Catholic. Now another Monticello in, 182 for Monticello, and that one was Foley. So there's the 1-2 out of Monticello in right now. They've stretched out. We think St. Teresa has secured their 4th, but it's going to be a stretch for 2nd and 3rd right now because this field really showing around. 233 in there is Rochester, that's Gagan. 237, there's Riken, another Rochester runner in. Remember, Rochester had the best potential to challenge.
Chicago Latin with 130 points claimed the 3rd place team trophy. With 116 points, Rochester would claim 2nd place with Taylor Bartolozzi, Chrissy Finley, Megan McNichols, Amanda Nelson, and Madeline Campbell placing in the top 34 spots. With 53 points, St. Teresa successfully found a way to claim a 4th straight team title with Rachel Devereaux, Audrey Vanderkar, Kaylin Jerger, Lauren Avelti, Bree Tchozik, and Kelsey Cleary, all finishing in the top 31 spots.
A lot of hard work on our seniors' part. I mean, we graduated 3 of our top 4 from last year. We have 3 girls, including 1 senior, that first time they've ever run the state meet. You never know how they're going to react. Now, Audrey Vanderkar ran, just missed being all-state as a sophomore. Wasn't in our top 7 last year, and then today gets 25th and gets an all-state medal. And Kaylin Jerger, who's never been in our top 7 until this year, and now it was our top 7. She's been our number 3 runner the last couple of weeks. Just incredible resilience on her part, and she didn't miss all-state by much today, and I'm just so proud of them, and what a great accomplishment for those 3. You know, all of these have had a special something, but this one might be as special or maybe a little more than the others, just because I don't know, this group is so special, and for them to come through like they did in this big a meet is amazing. So it absolutely feels different. I'm not saying it feels that much better. They're both great, but it definitely feels different.
The 2A race featured team champion Yorkville, who was running for their third team title in a row after a 50-point win at Wheaton Academy Sectional. Maura Beatty of Woodstock, who placed 17th a year ago, qualified with a 17:43 time at Belvedere. Mary Jean Gilbert of Peoria, Notre Dame, placed third a year ago and ran a sectional best time 17:10 at Normal Community West. Allison Zorbrist of Highland, who finished in 107th place a year ago with a time of 19:01, won her sectional with a champion time of 17:52 and looks to finish in the top 10. Mylene Struck of Riverside Brookfield qualified with a champion time of 17:27.
Yeah, like my coaches warned me yesterday that most of the girls will start really fast, and I don't like the fast starts. So Sarah, my teammate, she was in the lead until the first turn, and then I passed her. And actually, I thought there were more girls really running with me, next to me. And the first mile was pretty fast. I think it was 15:13, and that is faster than I normally run. And I was a bit afraid that I will break down at the last mile. And the second mile was pretty fast too. I think it was 10:51 or something like that.
Individual race of the day.
And I was I
Today
still
we look
thought,
for a
okay, you're
German
feeling
exchange
good, so
student named
just take
Mylene Struck. She runs
the victory from this race
fastest runners
for
in
you.
the state in Class 2A.
I don't know. I felt like I worked so
will
hard
look to
the whole
challenge her.
race,
They've met
so
once
I just
on this
tried
course
to keep
so
it up
far.
for the last mile. I think I got a bit slower. Sure, I did, but it was still pretty fast.
That is Struck in the lead, followed by Beatty, 10:92. These are your leads, and Struck has moved out a little bit more. 10:75 is your third place runner. 10:75 is DeKalb's Kelsey Strader. So there's part of your top three that we've expected in this race.
Lucy Koenig-Zeisler of University of Chicago was a sectional champion out of Chicago University, and Zobrist of Highland out of the Southern Illinois sectionals would be your top five in this race. Right now it's Struck of Riverside Brookfield and Maura Beatty of Woodstock. Other runners to watch in this race: Katie Allen of Marengo, Vivian Overbeck of Vernon Hills. Vernon Hills has a nice team here today. Diana Lipa of Glenbard South. Again, Glenbard South could be the 1-2 team race with Yorkville and Skylar Bollinger. Whitehouse of Muhammad Seymour.
Come around the tree, and right now it's Struck and Beatty, your 1-2. New third place, as Schrader has fallen back into the 4 spot for DeKalb. This is Mylene Struck. Back in September at the first of the finish race, she had the field lap, not unlike what we saw in the 1A race. And as she approached the finish line, she stayed with the field and veered to the right. And that allowed Maura Beatty, who right now is in second place, to come in as the champion. But Struck had to be turned back around. And even with that error, she wound up third. So clearly she wants that one erased out here. As we're out on Route 29, Struck is in the lead for Riverside Brookfield. You started to see runners from the Latin School. Mylene Struck now enters the polygon here on the back side of the track. She's alone. We're going to watch for Beatty here. And now Beatty is across the bridge, and we've got a new third place that we'll check in on. If Beatty can come up and catch Mylene Struck. We're back out on 29 here in the far reaches of the course, and Mylene Struck is holding a very strong pace. And we have a challenge right now on Beatty. So the pack has catched up. to second place. We got a new second place right now, and she's come from back in the mob to come into second place. We'll see if we can get that.
Getting a report in about individual runners as we make the final turn around the tree. Mylene Struck approaching that elm tree right now, and she heads back out for Route 29. Mylene Struck, and out here on Route 29. It's a Glenbard South runner in second. We'll keep it up. Now we're out here on 29 on the final run along State Route. It's still Mylene Struck, second place yet to appear on the turn out to Route 29. Struck may be all alone.
Fifth, fourth, and fifth. Crystal Lake Central from Vernon Hills, 133 points.
Gilbert
In third place, Yorkville
is
with
getting
125.
identified as the number 2 runner for Peoria.
Second place, Glenbard South with 102, and in the lead at 1 mile, Marengo with 98 points.
Wow, we do see Yorkville and Glenbard South, but Marengo with a surprising team factor.
In the lead, Yorkville with 80 points, so 80 to 84.
Yorkville trying to be a repeat state champion as well. I mean, would be their third in a row for the Yorkville Foxes. They're led again by Skylar Bollinger. Struck now makes the final approach in the horseshoe.
Approaching the finish line. So watching the tree, it's still Struck all alone in the approach to Route 29.
Behind her,
still all alone. No second place runner has made it to the tree yet. There we have one sighting.
And she's now into the horseshoe curve.
She's got a bigger lead than we even saw for the first race with the girls' race. So, again, dominant individual running today in both of the girls' races so far.
We're just cruising along here. I know that when we get to the 3A race, we'll clearly see everybody in the 16s, and maybe that last chance by Maddie Perez to go under 16 today. But that's for another race. This one is Mylene Struck of Riverside Brookfield. Struck is along Bus Row. Struck is along Bus Row. And I'm still looking. I see a second place runner now. Finally, they're in the curve right now.
It was amazing, like especially because there are so many people cheering. I think I've never felt like so good after a race. It's just amazing. You on one side you want like you're so done, like you feel like you just want to fall on the ground, and on the other side you're so happy. Like I just were so overwhelmed. I don't know. It was amazing.
Mary Jean Gilbert, we believe, in the second spot. Now third place is finally moved up. Again, one of the reasons she's holding to her left is to assure that she is going to hit that finish line. And she has vindication for both last September and a state championship. This is Mylene Struck, Riverside Brookfield, 16:30, 16:31, 32, 33, almost the same as color. There's the championship. years ago. Gilbert has the silver. And now, third and fourth coming in. This Schrader is your bronze medalist.
Over 17.
And Schrader in for DeKalb. And more Canadian. 8:35 is Glenelg and Gunbard South Lipa. Lipa is in the third spot. I think we've got another one coming to 8:54. In right now, that is for Zobrist. Zobrist is in for Highland. This is University High. For normal, a couple of normal pioneers here, and a couple of Yorkville runners already in. And we've got one runner struggling at the moment, trying to make it up the hill. I think 994, she's 4 and 5 for Yorkville. 997 is Nelson of Springfield. Springfield again, one of the potential dark horses for the championship. 1079. Coming in now, that was Chelsvig of Jacksonville. Here's your first Mattoon runner in. That's Mattingford of Mattoon. Should be in the top 25.
With 181 points, Vernon Hills finished in third. Behind the top 10 finishes of Diane Lipa and Rebecca Sippel, Glenbard South finished in second with 130 points. With 104 points, Yorkville captured their third straight IHSA 2A team title, led by Skylar Bollinger, Aaron Reynolds, Maddie Dearborn, Kelsey Leedy, and Julia Schultz.
Section here is Drake of Mattoon coming home. I recognize that pack. Yorkville's in the 10-28s. We'll see how Yorkville did versus Glenbard South. Your winner is Mylene Struck, who approached the finish line right in the middle of the 16s, right at 16:30. Phil, your last look at the teams were Glenbard South, Yorkville, and Vernon Hills. Is Kular of Peyton.
The 3A race features returning champions Madeline Perez of Glenbard West. She had the best qualifying time of 16:44. Her team placed third a year ago and looks to contend for gold after a 30-point sectional win at Roselle Lake Park. Defending team champion Naperville North won their sectional with 34 points. Manuka was the team champion at Edwardsville. Alexa Half, a freshman from Hinsdale Central, had the second best qualifying time of 16:50.
We're a little bit banged up, but Glenbard South is an amazing team. They've been running strong all year and turned it on late, so we knew we'd be tested greatly, and we'd have to run our best race that we could on this day. So, well, we had some big injuries early. That we had some girls step up. Aaron Reynolds, Maddie Dearborn, Julia Schultz at the state meet here stepped up big time for us. But our number one Skylar wasn't 100%, and we just did the best we could. It was gutsy. I mean, they did what they had to do to come out with the win against a really, really tough field, specifically Glenbard South. They have a heck of a team who ran outstanding today for the most part. So they did what they had to do. I'm just proud of them. Like I tell them all the time, it's not about how you finish here. It's the journey that takes place. It's about the relationships you build and the struggles you go through that help you out later on in life. And that's what cross country is all about. And I think they were successful in many different ways.
Here's your whistle. Championships in girls. And
And if this day has not gotten more beautiful, the competition continues to move up in championship scale.
We got Madeline Perez, the defending champion, who racked up 16 and 2 seconds last year, the best mark ever in girls cross country. She's in this race. You got Lauren Van Bleerbergen of Jacobs.
Let's go,
Madeline Perez trying to repeat her championship in the freshman. Alexa Half of Hinsdale, one of the favorites in this race. I see Caitlin Coe there. Also, I believe a part of the road. There's your top group there. Also, we've got to look here. It looks like Lyons is also in the front. There's Madeline Perez. Tigers on the outside, on the bus side. Okay? So right now, team-wise, you're looking at Glenbard West versus Naperville North. Perez now making a move to go to the front of the group. 18:08 in there was Juliet West, Charlotte. Perez, Half, and Olivia Ryan. Perez, Half, Olivia Ryan. Your 1, 2, 3. Also up there is Lauren Van Bleerbergen. She's 1793 for Algonquin Jacobs. So the top 5 is Glenbard, Hinsdale, Fenwick, Joliet West, and Jacobs. There's your top 5. And Caitlin Cohen there. We had 1798.
Half and Perez here at the front. Boy, what a pace to start this race. And we have Olivia Ryan was 5th last year. Great effort for Fenwick in that race. Van Bleerbergen, we've seen her at state track. Madeline Perez trying to repeat her championship in the freshman. It's still Perez in the lead with the freshman Half right behind. And the team race will be looking for Naperville Central.
Is in the pack as well. Palatine wearing red over black. Right now, Madeline Perez and Alexa Half. Your 1, 2. Van Bleerbergen of Jacobs and Coe of Buffalo Grove. You're next there in the 3, 4. Right now, coming up on the 1 mile mark for our leaders. The senior and the freshman. This one, you're going to be cheering for at the end. Because it'll be anybody's race. Coming up to her last time. Half tries to take the advantage around the tree, and now Half has a slight lead on Perez. Going to the outside around the tree. 3rd place looks like Nutria. 4th is Van Bleerbergen. Still looking for 5th place to go around the tree. They're finally coming in. So it's 1, 2, Perez and Half as we come back out on Route 29. 3rd place at the moment. We're going to have to check on that. The inside Bleerbergen back trying to stay in the top 3. And now Van Bleerbergen around the tree. It is Half for a slight lead on Perez. Sydney Neal won a sectional for O'Fallon down there in Minooka. Took the title. All right. Your sectional champions, Naperville North, Minooka, Lockport, I think is Nutria and Jacobs. Big breeze coming across the runners right now. This is something because where it was just Half and Perez alone, you now have a race in front of them with 3 and 4 looking to challenge. And the gap is slowly closing between Perez and I believe Smith of Nutria. The doors off of what we thought would be a record that would stand for a decade. And then there's a gap back to the 5 spot. We're coming past the finish line for the 2nd time, and it's anybody's race. Still looking for 5th place to go around the tree. They're finally coming in.
We pretty much stayed together the whole time, and then towards the end, people started to like break away. Mimi broke away. I think maybe like the 400 meters to go or something around there.
Well, it was for the most of the race. I was racing with a girl named Lauren, and then it was me, and then Alexa and Madeline were up ahead of us, and then I got away from Lauren, and then I saw Madeline and Alexa coming into range with me, so then I knew I can catch them, and then about with an 800 left to go, I caught up with them, and I ran past, and Alexa came with me, and we just kind of battled it out to the end, and she did so well, and so did Madeline and Lauren, and everyone else did just so amazing, and I'm so happy for everyone.
And trying to split the middle here, I think, is Smith of New Trier, and Perez and Half are giving her the advantage, and we have a new leader. Half back into the lead. Perez has faded to third.
I had the Ackermans as my teammates last year, and they were so great to run with, and they pushed me so much, and they graduated last year, and this year I knew that this was my time to lead the team, and this was my time to push it, and I could do anything, and I wanted to go into a lot of my races winning, and at the beginning I was getting second or third, and then I won Wheaton Warrenville, and then I knew that this is my time, and I can win it. There's no one I can't race with, I guess is what I'm saying, and there's so much great competition in this state. It was so awesome to race with all of the girls.
Yeah, I just wanted to just keep going and just keep doing my best and just try to stay with the front pack, and I just felt honored, to be able to run with people, like Madeline Perez and Mimi Smith, and they're amazing girls and they're so nice, and so I just wanted to stay up there and
wanted to go out there and try to execute my plan as best as possible. In the end, it came down to who had juice that last 800, and I just unfortunately wasn't able to go with the leaders.
That is Mimi Smith. We've had that correct all along. Mimi Smith now challenging Half. Perez continues to fade. I think I see Olivia Ryan coming back up into the 5 spot for Fenwick. And now it's a battle between Mimi Smith, competitor 1766 for Winnetka New Trier, and Half. And the freshman hold her off. Mimi Smith. Now Perez will be third. It is now the battle between Mimi Smith and Alexa Half. Smith with the larger stride, physical stride. Half is responding. This is the freshman. It's Mimi Smith coming up for New Trier. Mimi Smith across the pads ahead. Mimi Smith into first for the Trevians. Mimi Smith in first. Alexa Half in second. We have to accelerate to get both of them as Mimi Smith finds the gear coming up the hill. Mimi Smith for New Trier. 16 going in. Where are we at on the time here?
16:37, 35, 30, 16:41 to win for New Trier. Mimi Smith, second is Half of Hinsdale Central. The freshman. Here comes Madeline Perez. She'll be in third. Van Bergen looks to be fourth for Algonquin, but here's a challenge from Naperville North. Resistant Tourist, 1661 will come up. No, here's Van Bergen. Meets the challenge in third. Naperville North is fourth. Then Palatine, Lockport, Caitlin Hill coming in the last group. Another New Trier and Naperville North. Glenbard West 3. Yeah, another Glenbard West was in that top group. Another Glenbard West in. Here's Naperville North. That'll make it too close to call. Glenbard West has 4 in already. Naperville has 3. Naperville North. Here's a struggle in for 1748, trying to make it across.
behind Mimi Smith's 3A championship run. Lynette Nutrier finished in third place with 176 points.
Struggles to finish. As Carlton and Naperville North and Mary's Reserve. Glenbard West has 5 in now, so. Here comes Hoffman. Another Naperville runner. Naperville Central in. Lockport. Another Nutrier. Great race by Mimi Smith. There's Lincoln Warrenville. Another Hoffman runner coming home with Lake Park next. Now Naperville North.
Last year's champion, Naperville North, took home the second place team trophy with 112 points. Led by senior Madeline Perez, Glenbard West claimed the IHSA 3A championship team trophy with 75 points.
There's Loyola again in the all-white.
Perfect right here, ready, 1, 2, and 3. Again, right up here, 1, 2, and 3.
And you walk away with some team hardware on top of it.
Yeah, I'm so excited for my team, and I remember saying at the beginning of the year, like, ladies were like top 5 is our goal, top 5 teams, and to be able to place. And we've been working on pack running. In years past, we haven't really had a lot of pack running, and this year we had a lot of runners who are around the same pace, and we knew that if we stick to the pack, we could help each other. And every time we run, the pack just gets so much better and so much more experience, and then they use it in the next races. So they just did so well, and I'm so happy for my team, and it's just so great to have them get a trophy as well.
Hold it right there. Again, right here, ready, 1, 2, and 3. Excellent. Again, right up here, ready, 1.
That you never can see anything as a sure thing. I mean, I think it's hard to imagine another year that was as tough as this year with the teams. I mean, I think there were legit 4 teams who could have won the state meet this year, and we were without Madeline Perez for a lot of the year, and the girls just battled the best they could without her. When she came back, it was certainly a shot in the arm, and really, I think, came together as a team. And you know, to win state in this year of all years is really something special, because Naperville North has set the gold standard for what it means to be a girls cross country team, and they're so competitive, and New Trier and Palatine are just amazing teams. And for us to come out on top of that, really certainly a great honor, but it's really a testament to what the girls have done this year. They really put it together and really ran their very best on the biggest day of the year. So very proud of the girls, and so happy that they could bring it home. Really, we had 3 girls coming back from our 3rd place team. Obviously very talented girls, and Madeline Perez, Elisa Luzak, and Grace Rodgers, and Lindsey Graham moved in from Glenbard East and gives a shot in the arm. But you know, we had Catherine Kenwood step up as a first-year sophomore, and freshman Janie Nabbles you know, ran incredibly to be our 5th runner today at the state meet, and her first state meet. You know, I can't say enough about those kids. And then Megan Ozog, a junior, who ran 2 years ago in the state meet, and then just worked her butt off to get back here and make the state team, and just ran an all-time best today. So you can't ask for anything more of those kids to put it all together on the day that's the biggest day of the year for us.
Absolutely. We have such a young team this year, and so it's, you know, going to be exciting to see how they do in the future. But if it wasn't for them, you know, we wouldn't be here right now. And the way that our girls ran, you know, back in the pack today, we call them our Wolf Pack, was just amazing. And they did exactly what they needed to do and more. And you know, they really are who propelled us throughout, you know, the entire season and allowed us to finish where we did.
It really hasn't sunk in yet, You know, I told the girls 4 years ago we were 9th, 3 years ago we were 6th, last year we were 3rd. So if you go by the progression, maybe we have a chance at number 1. And what do you know, it worked out. So never a sure thing, and it wasn't a sure thing till the results were finally posted. But very proud of the kids, and it's just an amazing feeling. And I'm so happy for the girls who worked so hard to bring this home to Glenmar West. It's the team's first state championship trophy in program history. So I'm so happy to be a part of that.